There's no Brian and Tom.
Just Mike Rice.
Sure. Welcome everyone to committee meetings for Monday, August 18th. To start off with Economic Development Committee.
Good evening. I would like to open up the Economic Development Person Committee as still on. Before we get to the proposed action items, we do have the speaker this evening, Steph Radisich from the Catskill Comedy Festival. You'd like to come up and thank you. That's all of it. We're going to post it over next. There are no one for festival. The Catskill Festival.
Come right up here.
Oh, excellent.
Hi, my name is Stephen Bradisich. I'm with the Catskills Comedy Festival. We're a nonprofit 501c organization. Last year was our first year. We held a festival October 18th to the 20th last year. We sold a little over 1,000 tickets total. Our main venue was Fourlands because the theater wasn't quite ready yet. This year we are in the theater. We held performances, 18 performances over 6 total venues. Our largest were Fourland, Avalon Lounge, and Bridge Street Theater. Our goals, we have 3 primary goals. One is to make the local area, a destination for comedy, like it used to be back in the day. So we kind of play on that a little bit. Second is we want to benefit local merchants. We work directly with the Merchants Association, get them involved, put them on the maps so that local restaurants and businesses are part of what we do. We want to make, right now, we want to make downtown Catskill all part of the festival. We're the Catskills Comedy Festival. Ultimately, we want to grow and expand. We did do shows in Tannersville and in Athens last year. We want to grow and expand that footprint as we get bigger. This year, we anticipate doing more than 1,600 tickets. Our third goal, which is why I'm here, is we do student workshops. And we do student workshops in stand-up comedy with Lauren Kinchlow, who runs Squalid Gold Stand-Up Comedy School down in Kingston. We do storytelling workshops with on-the-fly storytelling, which is Christina Teitlin and Caitlin Langsford. And we do physical comedy and clowning with our friend Peter Daniel Strauss, who's Pierre the Mime. If you've seen Impractical Jokers, Kardashians, he was on The Tonight Show recently. He was also a Ringling Brothers clown and has done quite a bit there. So last year we did about 12 students. We reached out primarily to MHACG. This year we're working directly with Michelle Storrs in Catskill High. Because she's the president, and I'm not going to get the organization right, but it's a local high school arts organization that she's the president of. So that gets us access to those other schools' arts organizations as well. So we're looking high school age students. We'll go with exceptional recommendations from teachers down to 8th grade. It's a 4-week program culminating in a performance during the festival for each of those different workshops. The workshops cost us about $4,500. The total festival budget is a little over $50,000 this year. So far, we've raised $48,000. Now that's ticket sales are a little bit of a wild card, so I use 60% for budgeting for ticket sales. We did do better than that last year, but that's personal risk, so I try to manage it at a reasonable level. So right now we're projecting $48,000. We're still looking for grants and sponsorships. But we're $48,000 against a total budget requirement of $51,000. And we want to focus not just on getting the one comedy workshop for students prior to this festival. We'd like to get to where we can do 2 to 3 a year, assuming we've got the interest in it, which right now we believe we will have. I think that covered everything. Any questions for me?
What are the dates again up there?
The 17th to the 19th this year, October 17th to 19th.
Okay. And do you have anybody that's already signed on?
No, we haven't gone out to the schools yet. We're working with Michelle. We're making a video right now so that when the school year's in early September, we'll go out on their announcements and make a video accessible to everybody for sign up. So our timeline is based on that. So we haven't gone out yet for students.
And where's your venue?
So our primary venue is the community theater, and that actually gets us 2 venues. It gets us a 500-seat venue downstairs and a 220-seat venue upstairs. We use Avalon Lounge and we use Bridge Street. So we'll do our large venue and then we'll break up into multiple shows afterwards. Is how we ran it last year and it worked very well.
Excellent.
What else? Sorry, I'm director of unfunny, by the way, so I don't tell jokes up here for the commission. You need my partner for that.
Charlie does.
Thanks, earlier.
Say what?
Hopefully it goes as well as it did last year.
I think it will. I really do. I mean, I can't announce a headliner yet, but we're looking big. Our opening night show is Aaron Jackson and Dave Hill. Dave Hill just sold out Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
Aaron Jackson's done Netflix specials, so we're looking to go big this year.
So you are here looking for funding?
I'm looking for, sorry, I probably should have opened with that. shouldn't I?
Yeah. It's fine.
For the W.C. Steenberg grant, I'm asking for $3,000. I should have opened with that. Thank you for hitting that one for me.
You're welcome. After walking through that.
Good job.
Anything else? Any other questions? I won't take any more of your time. If
Thank
That's
you,
all.
Stan.
All right, thank you all very much. Appreciate your time.
You don't mind, do you, Matt? James?
Oh,
Yeah.
you did, but ask him to speak through. Oh, for workshops, I'm gonna ask him.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I just want to give a few updates. We have within the department projects, a few new things coming down the line. I want to start off, we have a new employee, the economic and community development specialist. That is Jessica DuPont. She came in most recently filling the vacancy left by Thomas, who was in our office for about a year and a half. Jessica comes from the world of communications within the New York State Assembly, and she's a Catskill native. So any sort of inquiries or business introductions or anybody within your constituencies that may need some help, entry-level services into our department, Jessica is going to be your girl. And she's willing to 5 Monday through Friday. So she's got plenty of cards. You should ask her for all of her cards so she can hand them out to your dog. You'll see 3 resolutions on the agenda tonight. The first 2 are public hearing modifications we need to make regarding 2 of our micro enterprise applications. One being we needed to redo the second hearing, and for the first program, the second being the first hearing for the second program. It's a little layered, but the reality is they were each missing a part within the public hearing notice semantics flagged it. So long story short, that delays our next micro enterprise program. So we're anticipating a November award, in which case we can hopefully start making awards to businesses in early 26.
How many applications have you received so far?
None, because the program's been closed. We purposely aren't opening for applications.
Okay.
We're constantly dealing with people and businesses that are looking for funding, and we're giving them advice to be on the lookout for the next round. We have at least 25 to 30 businesses that we've met with in the past 6 months where they would be a good candidate for that new program, or we had a pool of qualified businesses from our last training round that would be relatively teed up and ready to go for the next round. The good thing is we had to kind of wait to do this next round for a number of reasons, mostly about the environmental review process. But we're instituting a new process so that it'll seamlessly roll over. There won't be this hangover, if you will, without a program, if all goes according to plan in the future. The third resolution that you see on the agenda tonight is regarding our tourism website. That was we did a presentation with our agency of record, Tim Callagher workshop, a few months ago, talking about not only the need to just optimize the repairs that we've been doing for months, if not years, on that website, but the fact that it's going dark after December 31st, there will be no more website. There's no more hosting capability. It's lights out. So I know I've done a presentation. That resolution has an attachment on it that's got some information. Patty Austin, our tourism director, is also here tonight to help answer any questions you may have on that, but I just want to give you a platform to do so, should you need to, before we head into the regular session of Wednesday. On top of that, additional programs that we're seeing delays with. I know I feel like I've come to you every few months to talk about the EPA Brownfield Coalition Assessment Program. that we were awarded with Columbia County. It was to go over both Columbia and Greene counties, assess and inventory brownfields contaminated sites, put them back on a path of redevelopment. Going back and forth for the past 3 or so months with the EPA, making small changes here and there to the narrative that we had in the program. And I've given them the last batch and they've requested more information. So it sounds like that we're on track to start that program in October. So this fall, we should be able to roll out these programs that have been delayed, which will be really great and busy for our department. On top of that, we've been, either myself or other folks in our department have been active in the Downtown Revitalization Initiative and the New York Forward Initiative in Catskill and Athens respectively. I serve as the co-chair with Mayor Amy Sarago on the Athens New York Forward program. That open call for projects has since closed. I think both Catskill and Athens will be on track to submit their projects to the state by the fourth quarter of this year. Hopefully we can see some awards in those communities by second quarter of 26. Most recently, concerning the Catskill DRI, is that we were approached by the village to sponsor a small projects fund, which is really common. Many of these DRI applications, those are the main projects within the DRIs are supposed to do large scale projects. But as you know, many businesses in these smaller communities don't have large scale projects. So what they'll do is consolidate them into a fund within a fund. So we've been approached by the village to be the sponsor, the administrator of that fund. And so by we, I mean the corporation, so outside the scope of the legislature, if you will. But we were approached and we've applied for $600,000 to sponsor and administer that fund. It wouldn't be any money out of pocket for the corporation, but we would receive an administrative payout and conduct all the implementation with those projects as well. The initial scope for those we're thinking is going to be largely focused on capital expansion, renovation, construction, and large scale equipment. Which, if you're familiar with the rest of our programs, we don't have in-house programs that really fund construction or any of those scopes of work. So this would be a really nice complement to what the corporation usually offers. And finally, there will be a change within our department as well as far as the use of some annex office space where tourism recently was in their layover period before going into the new building. The Forest Development Board of Columbia and Greene counties they were within space in the old community center in Catskill. And we've been working with the college and the board about sort of the next phase of what that program looks like. And one of which is really prioritizing throwing as much money back into programming as we can and lightening the burden of their operating expenses. So because Greene County is technically the grantee of this larger DOL, the congressionally approved program, we thought it was fitting that they maintain a Catskill presence, which would be a satellite from their main office on campus at CGCC, and move them into that annex space in which we would in turn not be charging them rent. They can throw the rent payments back into their programming, which of course helps Greene County and Columbia County recipients of those services, and they'll kind of be an extension of our department. So it makes sense because I think on the larger industrial perspective, economic, community, workforce development, I don't think have been closer. Workforce needs our economic development needs, our community development needs. Because our Venn diagram is moving much more closer together. So it'd be really nice to have an expanded suite of services for folks in the county. And we think that's going to come online in October as well. So that'll be a transitionary one.
How many are we looking to put in there?
So they are open Tuesday and Thursday full time. The executive director is there full time. They may pull 1 or 2 employees from the college. So it's
So
not
they're only there Tuesdays and Thursdays?
because it's a satellite location. So they split time. The main office is open all week, Monday through Friday. There's full-time staff there. Over here, it's been designed as a satellite location to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. But they seem like they could be flexible on those hours. So,
Dave, thanks for putting, Patty, thank you for putting this tourism report together, how important it is to Greene County. How much money per year we receive tourism, which is a lot more than I thought. $305 million a year. Thank you very much.
James, what were you were saying this money that, village is looking for you to be a sponsor. What are you saying? That that's outside of the scope of this legislative body? That we don't have a say?
The EDC is.
The
No, I
EDC,
don't think when that was developed, we did not let that go, that it wouldn't have oversight from us.
We don't have oversight, they have their own board. That oversees that. We oversee who goes on their board.
Mike,
Unless I understand it wrong.
I will say that those are, it is a private, 501c3 nonprofit that was created by an act of this legislature. So if not for the legislature, there would be no corporation.
Then why are we having a public hearing for this corporation? These public hearings. That they administer these funds. Why are we even doing that?
For the micro enterprises,
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's-
the-
if it's going through this economic development corporation, what are we even having a public hearing for it?
that specific program requires municipalities to apply for it. And by virtue of that, they require public hearings. So it's just a difference between different programs.
Yeah, what he was, talking about was the Catskill downtown revitalization.
Right, he wants, they wanna set up a separate fund, and. For what purpose? For what real purpose?
The purpose of that fund is to fund smaller projects that otherwise wouldn't have the capacity to get DRI funding. So when the parameters really of DRI funding is that if you're applying for a project, you want to have a minimum $100,000 project asked. Some of these smaller businesses need a $25,000, $35,000, $50,000 renovation. They wouldn't qualify or be able to really benefit from this larger program. So creating a consolidated $600,000 fund of smaller projects would allow them to get these benefits, whereas they wouldn't otherwise.
Did you ask why does the village just not create its own?
My understanding is that they have their own local development corporation and they just don't have capacity to run it. They don't have dedicated staff, paid staff that can handle the program.
What was the total for their DRI? Was that 5 million?
10 million.
It was 10.
Happens with five.
Athens was 4.5.
So these projects will be coming to your EDC board.
Yeah, so there's still some details to iron out what the application process looks like, but the selection committee would be comprised of my EDC board, which includes a member of the legislature. And those meetings are open to the public as well. We don't necessarily have public meetings, have public hearings or formal public comment sessions, but they are open to the public. And they're also recorded on YouTube to watch full time like these meetings.
So then DRI, grants, don't they have to put the money up first?
Yeah,
So
including this.
who's put the 600,000?
So the 600,000 would be comprised of all of those project applicants that would come to the EDC for that program. So let's say coffee shop on Main Street wants a $50,000 cooler. They would put an application through the EDC. We would assist them.
They would give you guys the money?
No,
Those private businesses would give you the.
they have to spend money on the project like we do with the micro enterprise program. They would spend money on the project, submit their receipts, their canceled checks. We review for eligibility. It goes for approval to the Housing Trust Fund Corporation. They go through eligibility, and once they deem everything is okay, they write a check to the EDC that we just quickly write a check out to the organization, to the applicant.
Kind of an end around to get to the smaller grants.
Ed, have you reviewed this? Is there any, harm towards the county on something like this?
Seems like a shell game.
I have not, but it sounds from what I'm hearing is that we have become the sub-recipient of these grants, and that's probably, I haven't reviewed it, but that's probably a mandate that the larger municipality, which is, somebody would think that we have the wherewithal to watch the funds and collect the invoices. So it sounds like it's a reverse Fetterman situation where the business owner spends up to a certain amount of capital. The grant money is here, we control it. And when the invoices come in and get reviewed, because wherever these grants are emanating from to begin with, they probably don't have the manpower or the desire to be reviewing them for compliance. So we're now responsible for that.
With smaller ones.
Yeah, for the small ones.
I will say that the benefit to the corporation administering these funds is that there's an up to 10% project cost you can claim in administration. So if I'm, asking for 600, I could be receiving 60,000 in administration, which offsets my ask to the legislature every year or so to fulfill my fund balance of the corporation. So ideally, I can push that up, not have to ask as frequently.
On that, tourism, the website, development, is this a new expenditure or is this a reallocation of funds within that? Where we're taking from something that maybe didn't work and we're improving the website because that's the way things are going, technology wise.
I want to make sure I'm understanding your question. Are you asking if this is already being budgeted by the department?
Yes,
Yes,
but it's already is within the tourism budget
yes.
right now.
Yeah, it was part of the 25 budget application process when Warren was here going that cyclically the site was due for a revival. So we discussed it last year. I didn't have that kind of money just in fund balance, so I said, put it in the budget application process.
And then their maintenance on it ends December 30th.
On that website, there, of course, I think there's a maintenance number within that resolution. That's included within the next sort of contract for their next term of service. It wouldn't be a new expense, it would be baked into that.
Right, Greg, this company with this 200,000 will be well over $1 million to receive, right? For all the advertising they do for the county.
What a lot of that is money that passes through that goes to advertising. Because I was alarmed by that amount of money, so Kevin and I dug into that and saw that a lot of the maintenance fees are not reflected in all the monthly money that we send to this company, and this company does a lot of advertising. And a lot of money that we pay them passes through to advertising, influencers, and many different things.
Is there a percentage on that? I mean, a lot of money is kind of vague.
Percentage in the contract.
Correct.
I'd have to go back into that, outline there, but I could pull together.
Saying for if you're spending $1 million, what's a lot of money you're getting back is passed through.
Right. We can dig into that one further.
You know, are we stepping over dollars to pick up dimes here or? Seeing we're on tourism, how's the new building? I mean, population up or participants visiting?
Traffic?
How many people have come into the thing since we built it, opened the doors?
Just under 400 since July 4th when we opened. And that's everywhere from upstate New York to Israel to Canada. Eastern Seaboard.
How are we on getting the sign?
I was there today. They were putting posts up.
You know, Sean, is there a final sign off with the contractor on that building? On all of the work that was done with Gallo?
Like a punch list?
On the visitor center?
Yeah, I'm saying, are you referring to a punch list that we?
Yes, has the punch list been gone through, or
I have not seen a punch list yet, but that will be the normal process.
Well, who will give that who will do that punch list for us? Greg or?
Brad would be involved, Patty would be involved.
Right now, Tom Hoyt has followed up on certain items that have been outstanding, or we had an issue with one of the, what do you call it, the door hinges, they came back and fixed it. I know gutters are the concern that we gotta make sure that those are up and running. The IDA request, right now, they've been cash flowing everything, so we've been holding on our portion, deducting interest through the treasurer. They have submitted their request for payment. So that can, I can use that as leverage on the final punch list in terms of getting.
Did, Tom say anything about the grass that's not growing?
He's not to me, but I can follow up on that.
Yeah, I mean, it germinated, but it got so dry, it just wilted and died, so it's not gonna, they can put water on it, but you're just gonna water weeds.
At this point,
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna ask next, the
so that,
land.
I mean, if they can somehow throw some fresh seed down middle of September, it'll probably grow pretty good.
And Tom may very well.
Amount of money spent on it, should have a sprinkler system.
Sprinkler system turf.
Is there more that's going to be put in there for landscaping? Like, I know we talked about a fence, maybe some shrubs or something, so.
To my knowledge, there's
Some there.
I think the IDA has a vision for the future, correct me if I'm wrong, of a fence for that whole.
Both sides.
On both sides.
Okay.
Be matching real estate with lake.
Like I was so used to turning into Stewart's, I almost turned in to go onto the grass. Where I didn't even realize the entrance was up there.
Oh, okay.
Most of it on the phone.
Texas.
But anyway, that's another story. In terms of signage, besides the electronic sign that's going to be there, I think we need something in other places. So if someone's coming off the thruway, if they get to the light, it's too late to make a right.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago, when we talked about this, I asked Harry about the ability for the signage on the thruway itself.
Right, one of those blue signs.
Yeah.
And then maybe when they get off the thruway, they have to take a right to get there.
Yeah, but there was concern because of another center. Which I think has the name Catskill Visitor Center, which was also brand new, which is farther south. But I think there was a concern about nomenclature first, not necessarily location. Because you can't have two signs. You can't have two signs.
We call it Greene County.
Greene County Visitors Center.
That's where you want it. You want it on the thruway to get them off the thruway.
Right. And then when they get off the thruway, knowing that they can't make a right at that
Well,
light, they have.
And what I
to go
can see just coming down tonight, that sign position that you have, the foundation for the sign, I guess went up today. That looks like it's pretty
When
good.
you get off, we purposely positioned it, so that's
Yeah.
the first thing you see.
So I think if a car comes, I gotta check it out, but if a car comes to the ramp, I think you can look over and see that sign, you can make that right.
It almost blocks the building.
Yeah, it's a pretty good.
In the forefront.
But if you could get a sign on the throughway, so,
I used to know a guy.
yeah. That's at Greene County Visitor Center, there's an office up there that you can work through that does that. You know, that would be good.
Yeah, it's neat stuff.
Yeah, we've been making,
You know, the right people talk to them.
You have to go through it.
And on the same sign, you get the hotel, you have the visitor center and whatever restaurant.
was there a sign there before for the?
The old hotel? On the throughway?
No, the old.
It wasn't a throughway, so it was a sign on the property of the
Yeah.
hotel.
It was one of those big.
Yeah, but it was past the exit.
I think the skeleton is still.
Oh, you own down to the thruway, don't you there?
Yeah, I'm not sure how far the right of way. But we can check with IDA, because certainly the hotel would have an interest in having their own banner sign as well.
Well, I'm just thinking north and south, you know, they have those blue signs as like attractions.
Anything else for James?
I would like to thank yourself and Jessica for so expediently coming up to the Black Bow Community Center and helping those folks out. They were not only impressed on how fast you showed up, but the ideas and the knowledge that you presented them with, they were very happy. And just say thank you. Yeah, we have a good worker in Jessica. We should utilize her to her full potential. She was involved with a lot of media in high school. She was actually a co-host of mine on my talk show years ago. And she definitely knows how to create, edit videos. A lot of this advertising, you know, searching for EMS employees, Meals on Wheels. There's our go-to person to create something real quick.
It's got a lot of community and economic development work to do with that as well. She can do it all. Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Nothing else, we're going to bring proposed action items. Number one, authorizing proposed 2025 public hearing for community development block grant funding.
Handle.
All in favor?
Handle true.
Aye. Opposed? Be there none, so carried. Authorizing second public hearing for community development block grant funding.
True.
Later.
True, handle.
All in favor? Opposed? Be there none, so carried. Budget amendment and authorizing redesign of tourism website and execution of related documents.
True.
Rivera and True. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Be there none, so carried. Is there anything else?
Motion closed.
Motion, I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. So carried. Abstain.
Abstain. Charlie abstain.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good evening. I'd like to open government operations at 6:34. Tonight, we have 4 resolutions, but first I would like to introduce Mr. Izzo from Catskill, who would like to speak about our solar pilot.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to step up to the podium.
Thank you very much for allowing me to ask some questions. I am not opposed to the pilot project. I don't care for pilot projects, but I did have some questions concerning the project. I know it's it includes the town of Carroll and the Greenville School District and the county. And I have a question on some procedures. And I'd like to know, does the pilot project require a public hearing?
I don't think so. It's a roll call vote here, but I don't believe it requires a public hearing. The answer is no.
It's a roll call vote to approve. I was wondering if the pilot project required a public hearing. That's, Michael, you don't have to answer the question. I just want to point that. You don't know. You're not sure?
I don't believe it does. I can answer it.
Sure.
On the statute.
By statute, it's not required. On the vote for the pilot project, does all parties have to vote yes, or can one party vote no? And then the pilot is not accepted?
So we know, we did vote on it.
No, I'm talking about the 3 parties.
Okay,
You have the school district, you have the Carroll tax.
All has the same authority.
So if one entity votes no, then the pilot doesn't exist?
Wouldn't exist for that entity.
Pardon me?
It would not exist for that entity.
For that entity,
They would get 0 because that's what real property tax law says.
okay.
Well, it would be fully exempt.
And I have a question on the pilot itself. It's a 15-year pilot. Your schedule of payments lists what entity is going to get each payment for the 15 years. It appears that the Greenville School District will be getting an upfront payment of $142,000, and then various smaller payments during the next 14 years. Was that by an agreement?
School district, they're not,
That was between the school district and the solar, be my agreement, Joe.
Right, so so they're getting almost all their pilot in the first payment, basically.
What it looked like they negotiated, yes.
Well, if I was a school district, I would certainly like to get my $142,000 first. Now I'm to wait for 15 years. And what was the real property tax assessment on the property? And what would the three entities receive if there was no pilot? That's not in the schedule.
They would not receive anything for the value of the solar.
Correct.
So solar under, was it 487?
Correct.
Real property tax law 487. A solar project does not have to pay taxes on the property it puts a solar project on?
No, it doesn't pay the increased value tax.
Well, let's say
Still
the
pay
value,
regular
let's say the
tax.
current value of the property was $1 million and the current tax assessment on that property was 300,000 allocated between
Joe,
those three municipalities.
487 applied to the improvement, not the land upon which it sits.
So there was nothing on that land. There was no tax on that land prior to it being a solar project.
Probably either
Vacant land.
or whatever it was.
It was and remained. Just the value.
But if they put, let's just say $1 million worth of solar panels there, they don't get taxed on that $1 million value that they put there. They still get taxed on the vacant land,
Okay.
and that's a 15-year exemption.
Yeah, mandatory 15 years for that type of project under 487. That's basically all I wanted to know. I mean, I'm not in favor of the project. I just was curious as to why there was no alternate schedule. Usually with a pilot, there's an alternate schedule that shows what the taxes would have been before the pilot and what the taxes would have been with the pilot. And there was nothing on the schedule that showed that. And that's why I was questioning it. Basically, that's all I had to say. Anybody have any questions? No? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, I will go right into our proposed action items. Number one, resolution authorizing the chairman of the Greene County Legislature to enter into a payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement with New York County Road 67 and Majorana LLC.
Right.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number two, amending resolution number 279.11, adoption of the Greene County Administrative Manual, section 3-8, employee benefits tuition.
Finger?
I'll second that again. All in favor? Yes.
Is this for anybody who's attending college? So this is anybody, if you have a 4-year degree before you work for us, you don't get a reimbursement.
No.
So it's just a student.
Earned term.
Got it.
So you have to be in the process after your employment, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, number three, amending resolution number 279-11, adoption of the Greene County Administrative Manual, section 3-17, employee benefits, health insurance. Lucas, I'll second that again. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Number four, authorizing chargeback of assessment role related services and materials. 2025 final rolls. Martinez and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Opposed?
Does anyone have anything else to come before government operations today?
Take a motion for adjournment, Chairman.
Second. Thank you.
Charlie.
Oh, boy. All right, Charlie.
Before we start finance, committee, here, we, have two young ladies from the college. We're gonna talk to them about the operating budget. 26.
Good evening. My name is Victoria Welsh. I'm the brand new president of Columbia Greene Community College. I'm only going to give a few introductory remarks before passing over to Amanda, who will take you through the budget. The first is really to thank you for the ongoing support. Without the support from our county sponsors, the college would really struggle. So what you give us, not just financially, but also in your partnership and the support we get from Mr. Broden is really invaluable to us. And we're deeply grateful for your continued investment in this vital resource for the counties. Just a few things that are going on at the college that may be of interest. We have 5 key priorities that we're working on over this academic year. One is strengthening our fiscal sustainability, continuing to look for expense savings, aligning our resources with the things that are of greatest need, and diversifying our revenue streams. And Amanda will go into that in more detail. We're also expanding our health professions, education, and academic programs. I'm really pleased to announce that in spring 2026, we can launch our LPN program. This is a tremendous need for the community. In fact, I spent a wonderful afternoon at the Pines here in Catskill, who cannot wait for our program to start. They're very keen to partner with us. They want to take all of our students if they can. But we are actually looking at opening between 20 and 30 seats in the licensed practical nurse program. So we're very encouraged to have this program. It's a tremendous resource. And we're very excited to finally have state approval on that program. And I really have to credit our inaugural Dean of Nursing and Allied Health, who is really making great strides in the community to strengthen our nursing programs. We're also hoping by fall 2026 to expand our RN program to 75 seats. There's just such demand for nursing care and competent professionals in that field, and we're trying to support that and respond to the need. We are about to complete our state-of-the-art nursing simulation center, which will be opening for the fall semester. We've invested nearly $750,000 of SUNY funding to create this state-of-the-art center where our students can now have high-fidelity simulation experiences before going in the clinical field. And anyone, once it's open, who would like to come over and see it in action, we would be delighted to have you. It's a phenomenal resource that isn't just for nursing, but can actually expand to all the allied health professions who want to have simulated clinical experiences in healthcare. We're also looking to continue the work of the Center for Innovation, Teaching and Learning. This is about to expand into virtual reality, different gadgets that we've bought, different technologies that we're using to enhance and update our pedagogy. So we will be using virtual reality technology in some of our programs come the fall. This center is really important in helping our advances in artificial intelligence and ensuring our faculty are trained and updated in the latest teaching and learning tools. We're also focusing on revitalizing our enrollment strategy. We're part of the SUNY Reconnect program, which provides free community college to 25 to 55-year-olds who do not have a degree and also want to move into one of the high needs areas, and one of them for us is nursing. And we've already seen a tremendous benefit from that program, allowing a lot of our nursing students in particular to continue with their studies. And finally, we're going to grow our non-credit and workforce development programs. I sit on James's Economic Development Corporation Board, so that's always very helpful in helping us to understand the kind of programs that you need to support local businesses and the thriving of the community. So I'm always open to hearing your ideas. If you want to come to the college, see what's going on, meet with me, or talk by phone, it would be really good to be in conversation. Thank you.
Victoria, just one
Yeah.
second there. You just made a statement when it, reconnect
Yes,
New York. So people who are, what's the age?
25 to 55.
Does paramedic training fall into that category?
Not, we don't currently offer it, but it may fall into another school where that is offered. I can double check that for you to see if it's one of the eligible programs, but
You could, let us know, contact.
yes, and actually Sean and I have had conversation about reconfiguring and providing EMS support and training across both counties.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything?
Well, just that you were going to.
Yeah.
Try to set up
A program?
a program so that we grow our own,
Yeah,
in addition to our nurses or other US.
I believe the closest one is probably Cobblesgill, but we are looking to have our own program at the college that serves both counties. So that is in the works right now, and I've talked to Sean and Chairman Morell about that program.
Okay. Thank you, Victoria.
No problem.
All right, and I'm here for the meat and potatoes of the presentation. I don't have the lovely accent like Victoria. I'm Amanda Bishop, the CFO. Some people might remember me from last year. I just want to go over a couple of things that was in the document that was sent over. I wanted to say first that tuition we kept flat this year for 25-26. This was going through data that came through a new group that we created called the Enrollment Strategy Group that involves our institutional research office as well. So we're able to really forecast what we're going to have in the future as far as enrollment and be able to look at the fee structures in a better way. Based on the anticipated credit hours as opposed to headcount, total tuition revenue, we projected a decline of 8% compared to the 24-25 budget. And that was really for the prison education program with the volatile market that is. We're always, at the whims of if there's a closure or there's short staff that we have to cancel classes or something like that. So we wanted to take conservative effort at the enrollment just to say if there is a dip in it that we've actually projected that out. For out-of-state and non-resident tuition lines, we utilized a blended formula averaging year-to-date actuals with prior year budget figures. And then our continuing education revenue, we kept flat for the year at like $200,000. We have a new person who started in continuing education, so we want to see how that program grows over the next year and then look at the numbers again to see if we can do an anticipated increase on that. Our fee revenue, as you saw, took a huge increase, and that had to do with the fact that our fee structure really hadn't been looked at, and that's our technology fees for when people enroll since 2010. So we took a really good look at that to say to ourselves, if we want to keep tuition flat, where else could we, raise money in other areas? And we were able to take our technology fee, which is to every student of $180 to $300, which that would cause the increase in year over year. As a result, the revenue fee reflects a 28.3% increase this year from last year. And what we did there was we looked at other schools around us to see what their fee structures were, especially SUNY schools within the community college sector, to make sure that we were definitely on target and we weren't overshooting ourselves with the price that it should be. And that will roll into their financial aid packaging is how that would work. Sponsor share contributions remain flat. Columbia County reported 604 students in the previous year with a 3-year average enrollment of 588, where Greene County reported 502 students last year with a 3-year average of 528. So that kept the sponsor level the same. Chargeback revenue is based on our full-time equivalent students from non-sponsoring counties. So that's actually a formula that comes to play into that projection of 2.2 million. The anomaly lines that you guys saw were probably gifts, grants, and contracts, where I had 820,000 down there. And that really has to do with an infusion from our foundation. So in years prior, really, our foundation stood basically not in conjunction with the college as far as they would give us money for, this, that, or the other thing. But what we really want to do now is actually harvest our foundation to put in a strategic amount of dollars each year, a percentage into our operating budget to offset our costs. The counties always keep up with their third of the share, which we're really grateful for. And unfortunately, the state is still much lower than what the county side is. So in order to bridge that support, we've pulled in foundation support as well to be able to support our operational expenses. This year, what we did was we just came up with a couple initiatives. As President Walsh had stated, the Center for Innovation, Teaching and Learning, they're funding us for another year. They're also funding us for the Dean of Health Professions. They funded for that position last year, and they're going to fund for the position this year. So that we'll be able to bridge that program and gain revenue from it and be able to sustain the salary next year. Along with, we had asked for 250,000 in new funding requests for technology enhancements that we're looking for that really could support our students. One's called Illusion Experience, which actually is an app to your phone. It's a one-stop shop for the students. It's going to make it easier for them to register, to drop, to ask questions, and everything's going to be involved in a platform that way. Along with, we are putting in for Ocelot, which is a marketing tool, to be able to really, funnel out our programs that we have at the college. In our other revenue category, that's mostly has to do with programmatic revenue, 634,000. Part of that comes from the sale of our tiny homes, which I'm happy to report that even before this tiny home was built, it was sold. So we do get a lot of traction on that, which is great. Our construction tech students start off with building chicken coops, which they sell out of every year, and then they build a house on. So you'd probably see them by the road. And then the rest of that is we're also looking at SUNY to really support us in the fact of they have offered and slated our school to be a school that holds a grant. So we're holding a high needs grant at $1.5 million. And that's what President Walsh was talking about, diversifying our portfolio, is we're going to receive an indirect cost recovery from managing that grant of $106,000. So we're really looking in to see what else we can do besides enrollment to actually pull revenue into the college. As I mentioned before, we upped our facility rentals, which hadn't been changed in many years. And we're also looking to diversify our revenue portfolio and really working with the county treasurer, PJ Keeler, who works with 3+1. I'm not sure if you've heard of 3+1 as well, to really work with them to see if we can diversify our portfolio into higher yielding percentages for the college to gain off of the interest on it. But overall, what we were able to do this year was really take into account of cutting down our fund balance of what we put into the building. Because if we kept going in the rate that we were going, we would be out of money. So we really need to look for a way to be able to save money in the fund balance. And I'm happy to report right now, we haven't dipped into the fund balance this year. Unfortunately, that was due to, pushing through our institutional sustainability plans. We had to make some layoffs. We had to do some early retirement buyouts. We aren't foreseeing, mass layoffs in the future. We really was in conjunction with SUNY, who stated, we really needed to level set ourselves for the SUNY school of today and the students that we have coming to the school. So a lot of the jobs that we eliminated were obsolete and not needed for what we need to move the programs into. So, and then just on the expense side, just to give a brief overview, salaries, of course, makes up about 9.1 million of the budget. The budget incorporates a $2,000 annual increase for faculty and a $1.10 per hour increase for staff. And we do that with administrators too. And those are contractual through the union. So we will be having contract negotiations for staff in 26 and faculty in 27 and looking to see how those move forward. Our benefits increased by 12% this year. Health insurance just does never seem to go down. It seems forever increasing, along with our dental insurance had about a 5% increase. 8% increase in insurance premiums. And then our equipment budget really includes a lot of replacements for things in IT infrastructure, specifically switch replacements that we need to do. That's about all that I have. The professional fee line that you see on there has also increased a little bit because we've hired a labor relations lawyer and a PR firm, things that we never had in the past. And what's great about the labor relations lawyer is they can actually, we can retain them for a monthly fee, but then also use them for contract negotiations, which is gonna be a game changer for us when the contracts come up to be renegotiated again. Did anybody have any questions on the budget?
Amanda, what was that percentage that the state's, putting into the budget?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
14.05.
And they haven't raised it since 2008.
Yeah.
I remember it's been that flat, so they were originally, the concept was, they were supposed to be 1/3.
Correct. Correct.
Did you look back in their early 2000s, were they at 1/3 before 2010?
We would have to confirm that. But
Yeah.
I would imagine they would be.
We did have a chart I go to the CCBOA conference, which is all the community college CFOs, and it did show that they were contributing a third up until about 2008, and then it started declining from there. They do, like this year, they gave us 175,000. It's part of an 8 million extra dollars that they're giving to community colleges, but it's based on your FTEs. Last year was for mental health and health professions. This year, have we gotten the criteria?
Yes, it's the same.
Yeah, so they kind of tailor to what they want you to spend that money on. It's not for operating costs per se.
And the SUNY Reconnect program is state money too, so we would be able to, so they're doing it more project-based than say, just giving us the flat amount for operating.
Yeah.
I mean, we would prefer operating, but money is starting to come in increased amounts from the state.
And we do get a little bit of a percentage increase because we have low enrollment compared to other colleges. So they give you, there's a little bit that goes into that as well. And then we also get our block grant from them for our daycare. Any other questions? And I just want to speak, like President Wall said, we're so thankful for everything. I mean, the Greene County Cares money as well. It really helps out the college, and we just really appreciate all of you, because without you, we wouldn't be here. So just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill, right along, Charles.
Okay, move right along.
Yep. So proposed resolution. 30 some, but that doesn't matter. First resolution authorizing the chairman of the Greene County Legislature to enter into a payment lieu of taxes file agreement with New York County Route 67 Arena LLC.
Davis.
Davis. Who second? Blake second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number two, adopting 25-26 operating budget, Columbia Greene County.
Buellage.
Buellage, Mr. Lennon second. Favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. Number three, authorize agreement between Greene County and the Columbia Greene Community College Foundation authorizing payment.
Later.
Fair and well.
Buellage.
Buellage. Second, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. Number four, awarding bid for short-term rental compliance service and authorizing future additions.
Buellage.
Mr. Buellage.
Davis.
David, second, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number five, authorize proposal of 25 public hearing for community development block grant funding. Mr. Chair. True. Who seconded, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Six, authorize a second public hearing for community development block grant funding.
True.
It's true.
Davis.
Davis seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Number seven, amending resolution number 337-24, establishing the honorary position, Greene County Poet Laureate.
True.
It's true, Mr. Leonard. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number eight, amending resolution number 91-25, amending resolution 459-24, authorizing Greene County Culture Fund contract, excuse me.
True.
Davis.
Davis, Drew Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Nine is authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office with Carroll Durham Central School District.
Lyon.
Mr. Leonard.
True.
Drew seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Ten is authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office, Catskill Central School District.
Linger.
Linger.
Davis.
Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 11 is authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office with Cooksakias and Central School.
Linger.
Linger. Martin has seconded, on with Mr. Hobart.
Linger Buick, Martin.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 12, authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office, Maryland. A Noonan School at Durham.
Lyon.
Leonard.
Davis.
Davis second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 13, authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office, Greenville Central School District.
Davis.
Mr. Davis. Linger second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. 14, authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office, Hunter Tanager Central School District.
Aye.
Mr. Lake.
Lyon.
Leonard second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 15, authorized agreement, Greene County Sheriff's Office with Wyndham Ash and Jewett Central School.
Lyon.
Mr. Lake.
Davis.
Mr. Leonard, Mr. Davis second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Number 16, accepting formal proposal for construction contract administration special inspection service for the Catskill Transfer Station new maintenance building project. Linger.
Lyon.
Linger.
Linger. Lake. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 17.
Gotta speak up.
That's right. Thank you. Number 17 was awarding electrical contract for Catskill Transfer Station new maintenance building project.
Rivera.
Mr. LaFerre.
Davis.
Davis, much better. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. For 18, warning contract, general contract, Catskill Transfer Station new maintenance building project.
True.
Approved.
Davis.
Mr. Davis, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 19, awarding mechanical contract. That's quite a lot going on with Catskill. For Catskill Transfer Station new maintenance project, building project. Linger. Mr. Linger.
True.
It's true. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 20, awarding plumbing contract for Catskill Transfer Station new maintenance building project.
Davis.
Mr. Davis. Linger. Mr. Linger, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Oh, we're done with Catskill. 21, authorizing agreement, Greene County Family Planning, Susan J. Herzog, or whatever, RHIA medical record.
Rivera.
Davis.
Mayor, Mr. Davis, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's carried. 22, approving center-based and related service provider contract, preschool special education program.
True. True Lane.
Like. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 23, authorized agreement with Greene County Public Health Department, Susan J. Hertzberg, RHIA medical records consultant. Linger. Mr. Linger.
Linger. Davis.
Mr. Davis, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 24, authorizing conference attendance. Connor?
I see on.
Donna?
I see him.
Are you rolling? Greene County Public Health.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
True.
It's true. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 25, authorizing charge back of Central Road related service and materials, 25, final roll.
Davis.
I'll second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 26, authorized advertising for sale of 23 in-rem properties.
Village.
Mr. Bueller, I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 27, authorizing treasurer to accept late redemption and repurchase offers relative to the 23 in rem foreclosure.
Rivera.
Rivera.
Davis.
Davis, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 28, closed capital project 127, open settlement.
True.
It's true.
Davis.
Davis, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. 29, establish capital project 167, amend capital project number 140 and authorize the purchase of real property known as 300 Route 23B, Catskill, New York. I'd like to amend.
Chairman, I'd like to offer a amendment for this resolution.
Yep.
Due to the work of our county attorney and working with the sellers, he was able to secure $30,000 lower cost on this, so we need to amend the amount to $1,120,000. I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
Now, you
Then we gotta
motion.
vote on it as amended.
That will,
To vote on.
so we'll have to, okay, establish capital project.
As
Amended capital project. And we're gonna vote on the amended.
Offered by Mark Dennis, seconded by Rivera. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried.
Thank you.
30, establish a capital project 169, Catskill Transfer Station. Oh, we done with Catskill, maintenance building.
Lemon.
Leonard,
You like?
you would second.
Leonard, you was like,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 31, establish a cash account, Greene County Sheriff's investigating account.
Lemon.
Leonard, I'll have to second that. Talk to the sheriff about that today. That's gonna be a very important ordeal. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 32, budget amendment authorizing redesign of tourism website and execution of related documents.
True.
Drew, Mr. Davis seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 33, as amended budget amendment establishment of the paramedic candidate training award. To make that. And seconds it.
technical question, this was amended, and we needed approval as amended.
That wasn't approved as amended.
As amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 34, budget amendment and authorizing purchase of new body and car camera inventory for the Greene County Sheriff's Office. I'd like to make,
I'll second that.
Dave seconds it, all in favor of that.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 35, authorization to pay claimed highway.
Davis.
Davis,
True.
Drew seconds it, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 36, authorization to pay claims, I'd like to make that, I'd like to second it.
Davis.
Davis, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Well, that's it for resolution Catskill. I'm really good enough here tonight. Yeah, what is tonight's charger? He was here.
He's on his way up.
Good evening, everybody. We've got a busy month at the treasurer's office this month, as you can imagine. Greene County payments on delinquent taxes. In summary, the delinquent taxes for July 25 totaled $1,336,198.62 compared to $888,773.57 in July of 24, or an increase of $447,425.05. Year-to-date payments for the 2025 collections are $5,364,471.29 compared to $3,786,400.78 in 24, for an increase of 1.578070 and 51 cents. Delinquent taxes. In summary, the amount due to the Greene County for delinquent taxes as of July of 25, $4,293,578.24 compared to $4,111,963.51 in July of 24, or an increase of $181,614.73. Analysis of sales tax for 2025 is $29,190,113.77 compared to $27,987,426.82 in 2024, or a year-to-date increase of $1,202,686.95, or 4.3%. Greene County Town collection status. The total due from town collections this year is $36,879,474.29. Payments received to the town for current tax receipt totals $25,967,878.09. Just a couple things, as I note in paragraph 1 regarding payments on delinquent taxes at 1.336 million. I want to share with you that including taxes and fees and interest, that number actually comes up to about 718 million. So there's another 300,000 or so there. Another note that I think you might find interesting is that, as you heard, the town numbers are up dramatically in June and July. Just under $5 million was collected from the towns at that. And that is the biggest numbers we've seen since February and March earlier this year. So those revenues are starting to flow at this point. So we appreciate that from the townships. As you know, I share with you our top 25 delinquent properties. We're getting close now. We got the 1 month extension you guys approved tonight. But out of the top 25 in the month of July, we picked up another 460,000 in payments from that group. That was comprised of 4 organizations or taxpayers that paid their accounts in full, and amounts 98,000, 157,000, 47,000, and 2 others who entered into payment agreements and have made initial deposits of 34,000 and 22,000 respectively. And we have about another 170,000 coming from those 2 entities in payments over the next 24 months. We did have 1 bankruptcy filing at the top 25. And that was for an inn and lodge, and I believe that's in the town of Carroll. I think those were the highlights of the revenues for taxes and such. I was unsure how much I shared with you last month. As I mentioned to you, I was in negotiations on some of our interest rates. So I've renewed a CD and I've negotiated some of our cash flow accounts. And I told you I was looking to get another 200,000, which was pointed out by 3+1. Your investment in 3+1 that we requested early in the year is paying off. It gives us all the tools to manage these numbers. So I told you I was looking for 200, and we received an additional 200,000 in commitments from interest rate adjustments this past. They started about 3 weeks ago. So we were able to achieve that. As of mid-July, we were at about 1.333 million in interest revenue. Our budget for the year was 1.8. Before this $200,000 adjustment, we're projected to hit 2.5. So with this adjustment, we should be approximately 2.7, or about 900,000 over revenue projected budget. So we're moving in the right direction. I'm pleased with it. We'll do another update with 3+1 this quarter. We'll see how that compares to, what interest rate environment develops here. It's in many cases, it's an upside down, curve environment. So we'll see how that affects us, going forward. We'll see if the Fed makes some adjustments, that could have some impact on our returns. Positive or negative. We'll see which way they go. Does anybody have any questions?
Auction for properties.
27th of this month is the last day for payments, and then the resolution you you passed tonight will give another 30 days for payments, and then auction October. With additional fees here.
We don't have a date.
Do you have the dates in October? or no?
I want to say the 26th. I don't have a date in front of me, but it's late October. I'm sorry, September. I said, my apologies.
September 26th?
I believe it is, yeah, because they have a month to make some additional payments.
No, that's on a Saturday, so can't be 27.
I can get that as an email to you folks. I don't have it in front of me. Don't call. Okay. Yeah, my apologies. I didn't. But we obviously want to give every opportunity for the taxpayers to pay before we are put in a position to sell their properties. But we'll do what we have to do as well. Very good. All right.
You have a question?
Anything else?
Thank you, Keith.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Charlie,
What?
make a motion to close.
I'll second that.
Guess we're close. Thank you.